Hey everybody, Shay here, and we got 6 boxes here, 100 each of issues 8 and 9. I want to do an unboxing just in case there's damages done that I might need to push back for insurance purposes like I did once already. Hopefully it doesn't have to happen again, but let me tell you this, bringing the boxes inside, I mean, we have things like this going on where you can clearly get right into the center of the boxer. So if there was any humidity or wetness or leaks or anything like that, then this stack might have already gotten nailed. And to start, we have this bubble wrap, which I've come to expect. It's good for, again, the pressure that ends up on top of these boxes. But that being said, I don't know if it's COVID or what's going on, but the way these things were stacked on my porch, I could already tell that they went through some shenanigans on the way. Okay, so we have issue 8 here. All right, so let's take a look at the first stack here. I do know that the first one right there's got a ding. And I've talked about this before, right there, if you can see the reflection there. So these ones will go into my bargain bin pile. If they only have one ding like this, then it's pretty much gonna go into that stack. If they have 2 of these, I put them in a separate stack, and I'll find out what I'm gonna do with those. Outside that first one, it actually looks like they're pretty good in this stack. So 10% so far is a pretty good hit rate. I tend to get to a point where about 20-25% of the stock essentially doesn't end up perfect enough, quote unquote, perfect enough for me to deliver as part of the Kickstarter bundles. Let's check another pile and see what the consistency rate is here. So far we only have 1 that we're putting to the side. Okay, of that second stack, 2 of them are going into the ding pile. There's the ding right there in the reflection. I think this one's got 2, so this will actually go into a third pile here. I'll start separating them. I do this there might be 2 here, 1 there, and a smaller one there, but I will just put it there just to be safe. And then this is kind of loosey-goosey, and then eventually I'll go through it again. I'll do cycles through these and like organize them again after I'm done fulfilling this stack. That's for later. Next stack. You know what? Not bad at all. It looks like maybe the top one of all of these stacks has one little ding right there. Again, that's a minor one, but that would go into B pile. In terms of corners, they've been looking good. This bottom one actually has 2 right there. As you can see, so I'm still looking at the standard 1 to 2 per stack. Tends to get nailed here. Not enough for me to complain about. It's sort of something I've come to expect after doing these for so long. There's a reflection right there. It looks to be consistent. What happens here, of course, is someone who's packing these presses down like this on the spine while putting them in the box. Bam, you got yourself your ding. I wish these printing companies, not this one in particular, like see again right there, this is always the bottom ones and the top ones. You see the consistency there. So I'm not even going to pull that anymore. Let's just open up another box and take a look. The last time when there was like major damage, luckily I recorded one of these videos and I was able to show the damage. Again, not enough here has gone wrong. Like this wasn't the damaged box, but what I'll do on this second box here is definitely show this corner here. If all of these got damaged here, well, now we have a video to prove it. I can send it back and I can at least get those ones refunded as credit. Something I recommend any Kickstarter, smaller ones especially, to do, because you don't have the big orders to offset major mistakes in the print run. You know, it's not something you can really swallow because you have very small margins as a small creator with a small press run. So anyways, I'm going to take a look at these closer later on, but for all intents and purposes, this box is cleared. Let's get to the second one. All right, well, here goes the moment of truth on this split box right here. This is an issue 9. I can already see by the red. So we're gonna be mixing things up here a little bit. But I guess I have to do this one now because it's open, it's recording, and you know what? For what it's worth, I have no idea how that's possible, but it actually doesn't look like it impacted the spines. Good Lord. This is the worst corner shape, the worst box I've ever, I mean, I've got a pretty bad one. Like when everything got wrecked at one time, it was bad. But look, even near the bottom, I can't believe the corners are still safe. So despite this splitting, despite this not having the extra corner protection, and the bubble wrap, as you can see, actually splits here. So like for all intents and purposes, all of that, anything that could have gone wrong, but damn, it's actually pretty solid. Pretty solid. All right, should I take a look at these ones? I'm gonna put these ones aside. Let's take a look. No, I'll do this now. Let's pull out a couple. You know, of the stack, not bad. And the colors are really popping on this cover. There's only 1 of 20 so far where it has that ding right there. But I mean, the colors on this cover are pretty solid. Even the back is pretty good. Should I flip through some of them? I forget, like I don't want to spoil. So that's the thing. I really can't flip through these books without spoiling something. Sorry about that. We're just gonna take a look at the cover. And we're gonna move on. Let's check out some more piles. Yeah, this stack is actually really good. I'm pretty much done this entire column here. And I didn't get anything with corner damage. I did get a few that have the 1 dings, A few that have the more than one dings, and possibly they might be garbage or scrap material. So they're either like perfect, or I mean, there's not a lot of them for an entire stack. This is almost 50. There's another 10 in here, so that's 40. So 5 out of 40 is not that bad. We're still at a 10% miss rate. From just like kind of the spot check, and I will check that side. Strangely enough, like watch that side over there with the good corners. That's going to be the one that's going to compromise me. We'll find out soon enough. All right, and that's it. That's the stack. It looks like, as I said earlier, they were either actually pretty damn awesome or they had more than one ding. So this box, strangely enough, that side compromised me the most. It was about 2 out of 10, maybe 3 out of 10 of each bundle of 10 that got compromised. So 20 to 30%. That's still within the margins that I have to accept, because that's what I've come to expect when it comes to shipping these things. Let's open up maybe one more box, and then I'm gonna just do the rest on my own. If I spot anything alarming, then I will turn the camera back on and I'll start recording. Here we go. Which one did we get this time? We got back to issue 8. So here it goes. And the box itself was in pretty decent condition, so nothing too alarming to worry about. Let's just take a quick look at corners if I still have enough daylight. Now these corners seem to be sound. I can actually spot check these pretty quick now. You can kind of see where things might have gone wrong for the most part. And I'm seeing the consistent trend here of the top ones having that ding. Last one in the stack, it looks pretty good. And in terms of corners, just a quick look here of the last one on the stack, which is usually the worst. It's pretty good. Now, this one's got this tracking or whatever the heck this is. I don't know if this is from the cardboard box, from stacking, or because it's the last one in the print run, so the reel kind of goes through it. So unfortunately, this one might be perfect, but because it has these track marks, it's going to go into the C pile. So not the B pile. A pile goes with the backers, B pile goes into bundles, C pile, I don't know what to do with yet. I'll figure it out, but there's likely going to be some sort of thing to get rid of them. Or I'll make products with them. I'll make buttons with them. I will work through that stuff. It will not go to waste. I'll keep people updated when I have an update on that. Just in case like there's digital buyers out there who don't mind getting the damaged copies, there might be a bundle for you that's going to be super cheap. Maybe it'll be a special campaign I run out there just to kind of move them, and they'll be for super cheap. I'll make it very clear what the damages are, and yeah, we'll just clear stock. Why not? I started unpacking the third box. As you can see, I haven't touched this stack right here. I've been working on the left side. While working on the right side though, I did notice while I walked away, I noticed this thing. So it looks like there's some tape in here. I don't know if they tried to tape this thing shut at one point because it ripped. Yeah, it does look like that. That's repair tape to try to hold this seam shut. But the point is that something almost definitely had to have happened to scrape up this side here. As you can see, you can literally see the books right here. They're all exposed. So my fear now is while working on this stack right here, I'm going to be finding a lot of damage that I thought things were going well. I mean, out of 2 boxes, they've been going remarkably well. I've lost very few copies in this order. But I'm just gonna check real quick just these edges right here. This is of course for insurance purposes. I recommend this. This is why I recommend it, because you never know. I mean, I'm not gonna say that. I mean, there's that line right there. You can see it right there in the middle of the screen. Like that's likely partial, but I don't think it didn't actually create any ding or damage right here along the edge. Doesn't look like anything is torn. The corners are actually very good. So, man, it's definitely not a false alarm. I was about to say false alarm. Hell no, it's not a false alarm. I'm gonna say that so far it's still within the range. The expected range is honestly, if this is the only damage that came out of a tear that size, man, that was I mean, it wouldn't have cost me a penny. Let me tell you. So with that said, I think I'm going to keep recording this because I have these 3 boxes still to do. So without further ado, let me just open up the next 3 boxes and keep this going. Lesson learned. Time to check around all 4 sides of the box before moving on to the inside of the box, just in case I have to record something like this. I'm not sure why this happened this time, but we're talking about like a split this way and that way. Like this is a significant split. Yes, there's bubble wrapping. You know, when I'm pushing against this, there's probably, you know, half an inch of bubble wrap in there. So it's likely protected, but good Lord, man. This was a rough one in transit. Okay, let's open the sucker up. Alrighty, taking the plastic out of here. Booyah, booyah. This one's gone. Okay, down in here. Now the split is on this side right here, as you can see. A big old gaping wound in the box, but there is a decent space here. But of course, this is just because of the shifting of the box, right? Because these books could have been on that side. So check this side of the books here. Let's do that now. while I'm recording here. This is of our greater concern, is did these corners get nailed? No, not really. So let's take them out. Man, I love the red on this cover, man. The red on this cover just, woo-wee. Beautiful, beautiful. So far, so good. Again, edges are fine. The backs are fine. Again, you know, shockingly enough, for some reason, these have been the worst conditioned boxes that have arrived, and yet it's the best order that's ever arrived. So you can never tell with these things. I mean, I'm getting the consistent ding on the top and bottom. You can see the reflection right there, bing, bing. I kind of know what to look for because it's consistent. It looks like 1 to 2 books of each stack, so about 20% of your order, again, bang, is basically for my, again, right there. From my perspective, yeah, these could go to backers. I mean, it's not horrible. The dings aren't bad, but from my perspective, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna make a bargain pile because these are small runs. Of course, they cost a lot more to produce from an indie press perspective. Of course, if I was printing 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 of these, cost per unit goes down, right? But because I have to make smaller runs of this, the price goes up. And so it's just economics at that point. Again, dang it, friggin' dings right here. But I do like the idea that after this campaign is over, now that issue 9 is released and these are going out the door, I do like that I can start to bundle more bargain bundles together, and I might just run something, whether on an online shop, like tied to my site, maybe you can use PayPal or something. This can be another campaign when I get more of these campaigns going, just like for other series, and I have bargains kind of piles for those. I can bundle them all together, and all of them can go out as another campaign in the future or something like that. I don't know, just something to kind of make the money back on these lost units. Otherwise, they're, I mean, I gotta find another use for them, right? Probably. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm not too worried because I feel like I can turn all of this around. I'm not just going to get stuck with stock or use it for the fire pit. But I mean, there are always options. Let's open another box. Do a round robin on this sucker. Perfect. This box is good. Let's open it up. How much do you want to bet this is going to be the box with the most actual internal damage? I will rage. I swear I will rage. I mean, they do such a good job of doing the packaging on the top here for the pressure that hits these. But I think at the same time, there's like, you know, there's maybe 4 inches, 3 inches of space there. And so anything that compresses on top of these, no wonder these edges start to split. I mean, these ones are pretty good. I like the earlier packaging that they did where it was, they had the corners reinforced in crap cardboard. That was friggin' gold, man. I don't know what happened in the meanwhile, but here's my fear. Good shaped box. Let's see if we're gonna get a crummy inside stack. And for all intents and purposes, I made it through most of this box. It actually seems pretty solid. So let's put this one away and let's go for a third box. Ring around the rosy and everything is perfecto. Let's open it up. Getting to the source here and perfect box. And you know what? Holy smokes. I will say right now, these first, just looking at these spines, my gut feeling is that this is going to be a solid box because not even the top, no, there's a ding. Damn it. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. Let's move on. Standard dings. All right, now put those back at this point. I didn't get to the last 2 or 3 stacks, but it looks pretty good. So pretty good run overall. That box gave me a scare. That's why I figured I'd turn on the camera just to make sure I had everything recorded. Thorough, it's done, it's complete. We've checked them all out. Everything looks A-okay. Packaging has begun. I'm about 15% through, 20% through. I am missing some issues now. I had to put in a small print run for issues 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, and 5 because it was from the old printer prior to this one. I had a different printer. It was slightly different measurements, so I had to tweak the pages a little bit. I did do some very minor panel work, so it will be a second printing, which you'll notice in the, of course, the credits of the page. If you see that, don't be alarmed. Not much has changed. Your copy, if you got the first edition, is still perfectly fine. It's just obsessive compulsive disorder from my perspective. I like what I did with the 8 and 9 issues in terms of the design design files and how I organized them. So I went back and reworked some stuff, and I made sure everything was good to go for any future kind of runs that I had to do. They're going to be a-okay. So in any case, I'm waiting for those orders. Hopefully they'll come in the next week. I'm looking forward to bagging and boarding a bunch of these. There's a couple hundred. There's about 700 units that went out in this shipment between issues 1 and 9. So it's going to be a lot of bagging and boarding. Thankfully, I've got a lot already done between issues 1 and 7. I just got to work my way through these ones, and hopefully in a couple weeks, these will be shipped out to backers. In no time, you'll be receiving them, and you'll be able to read the entire series of Raven Nevermore. Thank you, everybody, for backing this series, getting me this far. This is, again, a decade plus in the making, and I'm super excited that people get to read them. And yeah, we'll see where the future takes Raven Nevermore, the series, and things beyond. I will catch you there. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, buddy. Peace.